What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of The Effing Podcast. I'm Nick Harrington, joined by your co-host, Bo Belmer, Jake Barr. Very, very exciting week here for us American fans and for the great sport of F1. In just about 5 days here, we have the first ever Las Vegas Grand Prix. And we are giving you the ultimate preview of all previews of what to happen. This has been a hot topic for about a year now. This massive race going in Vegas. We are talking about the destruction of the city, the destruction of the ticket prices, the destruction of these cars that we're going to see with these cold temperatures. We're breaking down everything that you can expect this weekend. It's all happening right here. All right, let's do this. Vegas Grand Prix fucking weekend. Second to last race, man. The weekend we've been waiting for all fucking season. When they announced this last year, I heard those slot machines go crazy. I saw 7 in my eyes. I was doubling down. I was splitting just to be here for this moment, to be 3 days away from the Vegas Grand Prix.
Wow, that was like kind of poetic, honestly.
Yeah, I don't have a follow-up to that. I wish the rest of the F1 community had or even the Vegas community had the amount of excitement for this as you do. I'm very excited for this. It's going to be a spectacle. They've done, and by they I mean the FIA and Vegas at large, has done so many things that seem really stupid. I don't know. When it was first announced, this was the most exciting thing of all time.
Yeah.
It was
Are you saying it's not now anymore?
Well, it's not that it's not exciting. It's that this is either going to be really great or the craziest bag fumble ever.
Dude, and the funny thing is, no one has any fucking idea
that's
how
what
this
I mean.
weekend is going to play out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like parring to be one of the most boring races and, oh, fuck, that was a giant bust. Or everything is almost kind of coming together for it to be actually, you know, when I first saw this layout, first saw that they were in Vegas, I was on team, this sucks. You know, like it's going to be a shitty street circuit. We don't need more street circuits. We need good, true Grand Prix tracks that bring good racing. That's what we need. And then, as we get closer and closer, as I've looked more at this track layout, as I've watched videos of people race it on F123 online.
Was it the curbs that got you?
Oh, dude, the fucking, the card curbs.
It was the curbs.
That's all it took.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm kind of back on the camp that I'm hoping it's going to be a crazy weekend, man. And there's a lot of things that are happening right now that we're going to dive into about this race.
Yeah, well, I think that we saw the sentiment swing so wildly from one way to the other that it's actually going to end up being a good thing. So if we're as excited as we were last year when this was announced going into the weekend, the odds of us being disappointed are so high. But everyone's shitting on it so heavy now that I hope it continues, because if the sentiment is super negative, the odds of it being like, oh, that was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be, right? Like our expectation change.
The more expectations go down, the better chances there are of a good race happening.
Of us like feeling content with the outcome.
Yeah.
So I'm actually all for it. Hate on it. Tweet at Vegas right now. Tell the FAA how much it sucks. Because guess what? They signed a 10-year contract with Vegas. They don't give a damn
They're
what
not
you think.
fucking leaving Vegas,
They just
dude.
spent $500 million to build this
guess
track.
what?
Too bad, dude.
They made everyone in Vegas' life hell for the last year for this. For 1 weekend. For the next 10 years. Guess what? If you live in Vegas, your life is fucking hell because of the F1 race.
And you know how many fat Texans and Floridians had to go to Vegas and not see the Bellagio fountains over the past couple of weeks? Too many.
Too many.
But guess what? They don't care.
Guess what? F1 is in fucking Vegas.
It's happening regardless. And hey, UK, you're going to have to get up at 4 a.m. to watch a race.
No, they're not.
Isn't it at 4 a.m. their time?
I think it's like prime time their time.
No.
I think so,
No,
dude.
no.
Show me the Carfax on that one. Because I want to talk about this later.
Okay.
But dude, this is not our first time in Vegas. Let's all kind of remind ourselves that back in 1981, 1982, when we were here in Vegas at one point, it was the Caesars Grand Prix. And I think this is why everyone has such a salty taste in their mouth about Las Vegas, because this was a true parking lot Grand Prix. When you think about shit parking lots, when you're ever driving on the interstate and you see a bunch of cones and people in their crappy BMWs driving around, that's what this Grand Prix was way back in the day. And the Grand Prix that we have now is completely different. This is basically F1, I think, saying like, hey, guess what? America, we love you. We're here for you. We want to make the ultimate Monaco 2.0, the next spectacle of racing. And we're going to go down the fucking Las Vegas strip.
Yeah.
And we don't care how much it costs, but god damn it, we're going to see fountains while these cars drive by. Because this is a monster of a track, man. It is the second longest track on our calendar this year after Spa. Look at the track layout, man. You mentioned it. The curbs are cards. So you got hearts, you got diamonds, you got spades, and you got
Is that really
clubs.
true?
Clubs
Yeah.
is the fourth one.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
every
Yes to
detail
both of
here.
you.
That's actually cool.
But dude, I think we're
And it's
actually
a
this
pig.
track, and it's shaped like a spider pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think this track is actually going to yield us some pretty decent racing because we've got 2 heavy braking zones. We've got some long straights. Man,
I mean,
I'm kind of bullish on the track.
The
Didn't think I was
straight,
going to be, but I kind of am.
the straight, or let's refer to it as like a pseudo straight from turn 12 all the way down to 14 is insane.
It's a mile and a half long.
Yeah, they're going to be just pinning it that entire way.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I mean, well,
It gives them enough time to stop in, play a game of blackjack, and get out.
yeah, I mean,
Roll
yeah,
some dice.
the problem is that going to translate to being cool on TV? Probably not. But I don't know. Maybe. I'm excited for it. I don't care. I don't care. I'm bullish on the race. I don't care what you think. Tweet at me all you want. Write to us on Instagram. I don't care. It's going to be cool.
If this race sucks, I don't give a fuck because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be so awesome, even if it sucks. By the way,
Because guess what? Bellagio fountains. I've not fucking said. Guess what? Giant dome. That is a giant TV screen that we're racing around.
there's a sphere. Okay.
Sphere.
Can we talk about the sphere really quick?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. So a couple things with the sphere. One, F1 has rights. We've heard that they have rights for the sphere for the race. So the question is, what are they going to put on the outside? And then the other question is, are they going to do a showing on the inside? I saw mixed things on that. I haven't seen any evidence that they are going to do a showing on the inside. If they did, though, would be awesome.
Be pretty sick.
Aside from that, what do you think should go on the outside? And then what do you think will actually go on the outside? Like, what's your ideal? And then what do you think is realistic?
Yeah, what should go on the outside should be just a montage of the best F1 memes of all times. You know, or you know what it should be is just like the worst F1 crashes of all time as they're going out of the turn.
Dude, that's
So just
horrible.
constantly reminded of this could be you.
That's horrible. It's just
I knew this
the
could happen.
dude. That's so bad. It's just the Grosjean man on fire crash. Oh, dude, that's so bad.
No, it should be memes.
That's
it should
dark,
be
yeah.
it should be Christian Horner saying, "Fix your fucking car."
Yeah,
That's what it should be,
I
just
saw a
over and
couple
over
edits
on
of that.
repeat. Yeah, I don't know. I want it to be memes. You
Yeah.
know, but what is it gonna be? What do you think?
Well, can I say what I think it should be?
Yeah.
So, in honor of Omegle being brought down, I think they should bring Omegle. Do you know what Omegle is?
Yeah, like
I think they
chat
should
roulette?
bring Omegle back.
They
It
took
just
it
got-
down?
Yeah, it just got shut down.
Why?
This is like,
Yeah.
well, because it's basically just nonstop like pedophiles.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's literally why. For those listening who don't know what
They
Omegle
actually
is,
shut it
yes,
down,
it's-
though?
Yeah, after like 16 or 20
That should have
years.
happened like day one.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so those listening who don't know what this is, Omegle is a website. You don't even have to make an account. You log on this website, it accesses your webcam, you hit next, and it just connects you with somebody else in the world, and you start web chatting. It's been
Yeah.
around for like 20 years. And
90% of the people are dudes.
yeah, well, it could be,
Naked.
well, it could in theory be used to meet
Including
people.
Bo and I.
No, not including us. Although maybe we should do like a chat roulette in honor of Vegas. We'll do a chat roulette, stream and just see where
See
it goes.
what happens?
Yeah. Anyway, this was designed for people to connect with other people across the world, meet new friends, all this good stuff. What it turned into was just a bunch of creep pedophiles going on trying to talk to kids online. And it took 20 years basically, but it finally got shut down.
That's
But
crazy.
in honor of Omegle being shut down, I think they should just do one large Omegle
Omegle.
on the sphere. And so random people will just end up
Oh.
popping
Oh.
up. Like you don't know who it's going to be, right?
I kind of love that.
So that's what they should do with it.
Roulette right there.
That, yeah, because roulette.
Wow.
Actually, okay, because Omegle got shot down. Good point. Chat
Chat
roulette.
roulette,
should
that's still gonna
sponsor
be
it and
that's
do
the
it.
OG one anyways.
Okay, so that was
Wow.
my what should go on there.
I like it a lot. Yeah, that's good.
What I actually think is going to go on there is just
Probably
honestly some like the F1 logo and maybe like the current standings in the
Yeah.
race. Like you look over and you can see where everyone's placed currently. That'd be kind of interesting.
I think it's gonna be the race broadcast.
Yeah,
Probably what's gonna be on there.
yeah, but
Makes the most
but the chat
sense.
roulette thing,
The chat roulette would
would
be pretty cool.
pretty funny.
Pretty cool. Yeah. I'm gonna
Okay,
count my lucky stars.
I want us to talk one other point about the sphere.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of people online kind of talking trash about the sphere, saying,
Fuck you.
yeah, saying
Yo,
our
fuck
money
whoever's talking shit.
should go to something better. Dude, it is awesome. And also, I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, humans used to build this incredible architecture. Look at the Colosseum. Let me tell you something. Okay, one, I understand that old architecture is cool. I appreciate it as well. I like traveling when I get to see those types of things. Here's the thing, though. People used to make these statues and monuments as kind of honoring the divine, right? Like it was kind of like maybe not the Colosseum specifically, but like in Egypt, for example, they would do, divine. You know what I'm saying? There's divine themes with all of these things. If you take a person from ancient Egypt and drop them in front of the Sphinx, and then you pick them up and drop them in front of the sphere, which one of those two things are they going to look at and be like, God has touched this thing?
Damn.
It's the sphere, dude.
Because you can make the sphere
crazy.
whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, they could be like, oh, guess what? The sphere is the Sphinx now.
Yeah.
But guess what? Now it's chat roulette.
Yeah.
And now it's Christian Horner.
And guess what? The Sphinx is still the fucking Sphinx.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like anybody who's trying to act like this isn't a really cool
It's
human
sick, dude.
architecture,
Bro,
it's awesome.
Yeah,
It's sick.
how
It's
could
getting
you
shit
clown
on.
on
I mean,
that?
okay,
That is
because
so dumb.
it is kind of dumb, but it's fun dumb.
It's a
fun
giant,
dumb's cool.
It's a giant
really cool.
IMAX globe, and if you actually see videos of what it looks like on the inside at a concert, it's
Oh, it
electric.
looks awesome.
It's crazy. Rumor is it's the second biggest ball besides the Earth.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is,
So
that,
it's,
is that a fact?
No, it's not true.
Okay.
But I don't know of a bigger ball. I honestly can't think of one.
Name 5 bigger balls. Name all their songs.
Besides
oh,
other
you like
planets.
balls? Name all their songs. what are the last 5
Yeah,
albums?
name their first album.
Yeah, exactly. Who's their bass player?
yeah, that's what I thought. Owned.
Yeah.
Owned. I just got there.
I agree with you. Screw anybody who's making fun of it
Yeah.
and doesn't think it's cool.
Screw anyone who's making fun of the sphere, and screw anyone who's making fun of the Vegas Grand Prix.
We need more spheres.
More spheres.
Yeah, let's stop
Yeah.
sending money to wars and stuff and start
Start
funding
building
spheres instead.
Yeah, America first. Spheres.
Make America sphere again. Are those the
Dude,
Epic Podcast
I would
shirts?
I'd run for president, and that'd be my
awesome.
campaign.
Yeah.
Dude, we got some pretty interesting weather that's shaking up here. I hate
Yeah,
to be
let's
that
talk
guy
about
that's
that.
like, oh, we got some weather. You know
the
how
weather's rolling in.
how cold there in Milwaukee? Yeah, it's fucking cold. Weather in Vegas this weekend is going to be crazy. First off, it's a night race, which is awesome for Vegas, and I think let's talk about the weather next because it's at night. When we got to talk about it being at night. Great, it's at night, right?
Has to be. I mean,
That's cool.
It would be such a letdown if they did this in Vegas
During
and
the
did
day?
not do it at night.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would actually be kind of hilarious.
That'd be
in,
so
in like the worst way.
They just did the Vegas Grand Prix in the middle of the desert.
And yeah, and they have the lights on, but you can't see any of them on the broadcast.
yeah.
That'd be great.
But I want to talk about this schedule this weekend because the race, Thursday there's one practice. Friday you got practice 2, practice 3. Saturday is both the qualifying and the race. And the race starts 10 p.m. local time. For us people Central Time here, that's midnight.
I looked
Eastern
it up.
Time,
It's 6 a.m. in the UK, in London.
6 a.m. in the UK.
So it's early. It's not like unattainably early, but that means if you're anywhere east of London, like if you're in more Eastern Europe, it's probably like 4 a.m., 4 a.m.
What pisses me off about this is that a normal time for a prime time night race is going to be like 7, 8, 9 p.m. Race gets done at like, 8, 9, 10, 11 local time. They basically made this race. They said, we're going to have a race in Vegas. We're going to have it be a night race. But guess what? We're going to have it be at the worst fucking time if you're an American fan. And we're going to try to appease our London fan base, which to me seems really fucking weird.
Do you think that's why they did it?
Definitely. Because if they would have done this race at a normal time of like 6 or 7 p.m., when most night races are, it would be 3 a.m. or 4 a.m.
I see,
for the
yeah.
UK. So like no one's waking up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. to watch this race. So that kind of bothers me a little bit, you know? And it's like, I guess that's the happiest medium you could find. But also now, because of it, they're racing at fucking midnight. It's cold as shit. It's going to be like, at one point they were saying it was going to be 40 degrees. I just did a little weather check. It's going to be 50 degrees. But dude, these tires are designed to be ran hot. They're designed to get warm and up to speed for grip. They're going to be on fucking ice skates this whole weekend. And the tires do not do well on long straights. They do great under high speed corners. That's where they get their heats. Like that's why like tracks like Silverstone are so hard on the tires because you have all those high speed corners. Vegas, you're either going flat out or you're heavy braking in a slow corner. So we're going to be seeing cars out here that are going to be on a brand new track that's never been on an F1 before. Drivers that have no experience with tires that can't handle these low temperatures. I think we're going to see a fucking doozy of a race, dude. Because I think it's going to be basically like borderline wet conditions, even if it's dry, just how these tires are going to react to the temperature in the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, sorry. That was an epic rant. No, I completely agree with you. it is a weird choice. I understand. Okay, devil's advocate time.
Yeah, let's go.
I understand the reason for the timing for two reasons. One, because F1 does have a huge UK and European fan base. Even though the race is happening in the US, I would bet that more people outside of the US will be watching the race than people in the US.
Yep.
One.
Yep.
So, as much as I don't like to admit it, all you P1 with Matt and Tommy fans, first of all, stop listening to our show. This is for the average American fan. Just kidding, guys.
Please, we need you.
Yeah, please, actually, don't go anywhere. JK, no, for
we
real.
like Matt and Tommy.
Yeah.
They're good boys.
I'm only punching up. If
They're
I
good
was,
lads.
I'm only punching up because they're so much bigger than we are. So it's okay. Hey, if you guys ever hear this, which you won't, watch it ends up on their thing. Anyway, the other thing is other big events that happen in Vegas. So this race to me is more akin to a large fight than it is akin to like a football game or a baseball game. So to me, having the midnight start time for us is kind of similar to like a UFC card, which
fair.
pretty much typically starts around that same time, or like a boxing card. So I'm okay with it.
Interesting.
Because
okay.
I find it to be more akin, like the spectacle of it all is more akin to a fight than it is to a sporting event.
Yeah.
Even though it is obviously a long sporting event. So I'm okay with it for that reason. And the visuals, it has to be at night.
It's got to be at night.
I have a
no
dumb
matter
question
what.
though. So the sun sets here now. We're recording in Milwaukee. The sun sets here now at like 4:30.
Yeah.
Is it the same there?
Yeah, I think so. Like maybe
Do we know?
Maybe plus or minus 30 minutes, but yeah, pretty damn close.
Okay,
I'd
I know
say.
that's a really stupid question, and I should know the answer to that.
Yeah.
But so if they wanted to do it significantly earlier and still have the effect of the lights and camera and everything,
6,
they could.
7 p.m.
Okay.
They could have. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I understand. Maybe next year they'll be like, hey, we got enough American attention. Screw you guys. We're doing it at a reasonable time.
Well, dude, I think what's also interesting about this race too is where ticket sales and hotel sales.
Yeah,
have
let's talk
gone.
about that.
Because when this race first came out, there were tons of videos that I saw comparing the average ticket price for the US Grand Prix when it first came out was like thousands of dollars. Like I don't think you could do a 3-day pass for less than 4, 5, 6K. And Bo, correct me if you've heard any different.
It was pretty much like that. So I originally was going to try to go, and my dad and I were looking for ticket packages, and the cheapest option we saw was like around $3,000 for like the 3 days.
Yeah.
It was including hotel and stuff, but it was like a shitty package.
It was so
It was like, hey, we're just gonna rough it so we can say we win.
And
right?
like then the next most expensive race was the Miami Grand Prix. And then there's a significant drop off from there. Even like races like Monaco are not nearly as expensive as the Vegas Grand Prix. And so
Right.
I think they like ticketed that. Hotel prices were through the roof.
Well, I think so. And I think that was largely though because there were huge swarms, a lot of business entities, but a lot of people as well buying huge bulk chunks of tickets, speculating that it was going to be that it was going to go up and be such a spectacle, and then essentially they got caught holding the bag.
What we're seeing now is like hotels are back to normal prices.
Yeah,
tickets. I just saw you can get a ticket to go see the race on Sunday for $630.
Mm-hmm.
So like tickets have normalized a bit. They're still expensive on a broad scale, but like they're not thousands like they used to be. They're to the point where like if you have $2,000 and a free weekend, you can go and make it work, and that's ticket, that's flight, that's hotel.
I saw some. Yeah, so the based off of Twitter analytics, so grain of salt. But I saw that some ticket packages had dropped somewhere between 60 and 80%, and some hotel packages had dropped somewhere between like 40 and 50%.
That's insane.
So
man.
granted, it's from extremely elevated prices. So like to your point, it's relative. It's still more than other races.
Yeah.
But not a great look.
No,
obviously.
it's not a good look, man.
So okay, here's a question though. Do you think they still get the same amount of attendance? Like, do you think it's going to be a packed house, or do you think there's actually going to be tickets that go unsold?
I think it's going to be sold out. I think it's going to be a spectacle.
I would imagine.
I just think like the demand isn't where they thought it was going to be. And they're now having to like readjust last minute, where there's probably hotels that are not as booked as they thought they were going to be. There probably just isn't like the pool of people that are willing to pay $5,000 for a ticket, which no fucking shit. But I just think it's like kind of coming back to normal of like, this is what people are willing to pay.
I see a lot of people on Twitter dancing on the grave of F1, especially people in Vegas who are pissed about the race. Again, we kind of said this earlier, but I think that they are over swinging the negative sentiment the other way. I don't know that it's actually going to stop. Put it this way, anyone who was really going to go at $3,000 is definitely going to go at $1,000,
Yep.
right? So, I don't know. Oh, by the way, the difference in sunset time between Milwaukee and Vegas is 5 minutes.
Oh, so okay.
So,
yeah, cool.
4:33 p.m. is their
versus
sunset.
4:28.
28 our time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 5 minutes.
So they very significantly could have bumped this up and still had visually the same experience.
It's just a reminder that we're all watching the same sunset.
Wow.
We all look at the same moon.
Dude, you had me for a sec, man.
What if
You had me for a sec. I was like, wait, but we're not at the same time, though.
Bo, I want to ask you, is this
Okay.
going to be a good race?
What do you mean by good race? Like, is it going to be a competitive race?
Like, is this going to be an entertaining race? Is this going to be a race next year where we are this year a year forward? The moon is still here, the sun is still here, and we're going, I can't fucking wait for the Vegas Grand Prix. Or are we going to be sitting here and go, God damn, the fucking Vegas Grand Prix sucks?
I mean, my heart is telling me one thing, and my brain is telling me something else.
Listen to your heart.
Okay, my heart is telling me this is going to be the greatest. We're going to wipe Monaco off the map. No one's even going to care about it anymore. Hey, UK fans, too bad. I keep saying the UK as if Monaco's in the UK.
Yeah.
I love how I just keep lumping in all of Europe.
Monaco
as the
and
UK.
UK are the same.
People in Europe really like when you do that, actually.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
really like when you just say that they're all one type of
Europe.
country. It's all just it's all the UK.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
people really like that.
South
it's
UK.
super not ignorant of us to do that.
East
So
UK.
yeah, the Eastern
North UK's Ireland.
yes.
Yeah. West
We're
UK
so
is
American right now.
Spain.
Okay,
North UK.
my heart is telling me that it's going to be awesome and we're going to look forward to it every year. My brain is telling me that I'm going to be having to do so much American propaganda cope between now and next year's race to try to like make it exciting.
Yeah.
So I'm prepared for both, by the way. If I have to go to war to cope with the Vegas Grand Prix, I will. I'll go
Yeah.
down with the ship.
I will die for the Vegas Grand Prix.
Whoa.
So I gotta
Okay.
take you.
Okay.
So we've talked about Vegas before, like off air. You know,
Yeah,
I think
it's the
you guys
worst,
have
but
both
yeah,
been, right? You know,
a couple of times.
and you're like, oh yeah, it sucks. Like whatever. Is the Vegas Grand Prix gonna be like going to Vegas? You go there, you think it's gonna be dope. You're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so awesome. Like I can't wait for this. And then you get there and it's like, this sucks, man. It's really so overrated.
Oh, it's a
It
great
really-
fucking metaphor,
I
dude.
mean, yeah, probably.
That is
but
every
I'm
fucking
still,
Vegas trip of all time,
Yeah.
and that's probably
Yeah.
exactly how the Vegas Grand
It
Prix is going to be.
never as good as you think it's going to be, and you always stayed one day too long.
And you end up way too hungover. You end up with
definitely-
$5,000 less than you
I was
thought you
going
were
to say,
going to
you
leave
made
with.
$0.
Yeah.
$0.
And then you've got one buddy that somehow raked it in, and you're like, I'm super happy for you, but also fuck you because I'm way down right now.
Yeah, and it was that guy's first time ever going to a casino.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looked up how to gamble like minutes before sitting down at a blackjack table.
Yeah.
So yes, that's how this weekend's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking great, and then when it's over, we're like, we're never doing this shit again.
Yeah, and we're going to spend a lot of time coping about it until next year's
Yeah,
Vegas
it's
Grand
gonna
Prix.
be a big hangover.
But we're going to do it anyway. That's what I'm saying. I'm prepared
True.
to
But then
cope.
come next year, we're gonna be like, this is the fucking greatest
That's
thing
what I
of all
mean.
time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter if it's a good race or not, because it's the Las Vegas
It's
Grand
Vegas.
Prix. It's
Vegas.
yeah, it's the Catalina wine mixer. It doesn't matter if it's good or not.
I like that answer.
We
it
will
doesn't
watch
fucking
it.
matter.
It literally doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, dude.
We're gonna watch it regardless.
Uh,
Okay, honestly, I just hope that it's interesting.
So, yeah, I
That's
think it
it.
will be, dude. I
That's
think
all
there's
I want is interesting entertainment television. We talked about this a little bit last week, where as long as Max, Red Bull, but specifically Max, is as dominant as he is, we kind of know what to expect to some regard, at least at the very front of the field. I just want it to be chaotic and interesting. It is it's entertainment more than anything.
Mhm.
And this is where, by the way, all the hardo F1 fans online that drive us nuts, yes, we like the sport, and racing is obviously a very technical sport, and there's a lot of technical aspects that go into it, which we appreciate and we pay attention to. The average fan, especially in America, does not pay attention to those things because racing has not been a cultural norm here unless if you're talking about NASCAR, and even then, in the same way that it has been in other parts of the world. So for that reason, I'm pushing for an entertainment value, and I think we're gonna get it.
I think we're gonna get it too, man.
That's the thing. I think we're gonna get it.
Yeah, and you're so right that like in the US, like all we care about is the race, not
Yeah.
about like the aerodynamics, the engineering that goes into it. We care about the outcomes of the actual race, the event itself, the product. And
Yeah.
like
And how
unfortunately
much-
we're in like a period of dominance right now where that product is just not as exciting.
Yeah, so the thing I'm most looking forward to is all the other entertaining stuff that comes along with it. And yes, the racing's a component, and there are things to look out for in the race. And I have a couple that I can give you.
Yeah.
But have you seen those TikToks going viral? That's the girl being like, we're girls. We're going to get cold. We're girls. Have you seen that? You know what I'm talking about? Jake, you know what I'm talking about?
I actually said yes before, but I don't know if I have seen it. Or
Okay, it's gone like super viral, and I've seen people make a bunch of versions. But it's basically this girl walking, and someone's recording her, and she's like, we're girls. We're going to drink water. We're girls. And it's all this stuff that like girls do,
Yeah.
right? This is like, we're Americans. I want to see a trophy get smashed. We're Americans. I want to see a stupid out of place celebrity on the paddock. We're Americans. Like, it's it is what it is. We're here for the entertainment value. Probably almost equally as much as we are for the actual race.
Yeah.
And people are going to be so pissed that we said that, but I don't care. It's true. And every American fan that I know of the sport feels pretty much the same way.
Yep.
Unless if they have a racing background, but then they're coming from a different perspective. Like they themselves have been involved in racing, so they're looking at it completely
There's different
different.
things for them to appreciate.
Yeah, and that's where like people just need to get off their damn high horse and understand that like you're gonna have a different perspective. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just fucking ranting now. So.
Yeah, it's all good, bro.
Whatever.
Well, I think
that was therapy.
yeah, it's all good, man. BetterHelp.com. I think there's
no free ads. Dude. Come on.
Yeah, no free ads. One thing I am worried about with this race, though. Are these drivers just gonna go out and fucking rage their little titties off before?
Well, Jake was talking about this a bunch of weeks ago when we were talking about Qatar and he thought we were talking about Vegas. Yeah. We actually cut it out of the episode, but it was pretty hilarious. Jake went on like a couple minute, I don't know, just spree, a take basically about what he thought was going to happen that weekend, and then we realized halfway through that he thought Vegas was that week, but it wasn't that week. Yeah. And so then we realized that we ended up cutting it out, but it's very funny now.
We should get that back and put it in here somewhere.
Yeah, just splice it in.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I don't think we're going to see that,
No,
but if we
so
did, who do you think the biggest culprits are? I know who my number one is, and I'll tell you why.
I think it's gonna be someone. I can see Pierre Gasly just rolling up a little bit hungover. You know, like the night all of a sudden gets the best of him. He accidentally like popped a molly. All of a sudden he's like, "Wait, I got a fucking race today. What are we doing?" Guys like Max Verstappen, no, he's not leaving his fucking hotel room all weekend.
Do you know who's gonna rage his face off, but probably be completely stoic regardless?
I know who you're gonna say.
Valtteri Bottas.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Alonso, but yeah, Bottas.
Oh no,
for
Bottas,
sure,
dude. That guy can probably throw away a case of beers and then sleep for 5 hours and jump in a car and you didn't even know he had one.
Yeah.
Doesn't he strike you as that dude?
But
I mean, he's like the mountain man guy.
He's also probably drinking like hams, you know, like a case of hams beer, and he just
Did you
sleeps it
see
off.
the picture that he posted with the Mike Tyson tattoo
Oh,
and the
fuck
gloves?
yeah,
Did you see
dude.
this, Jake? This is phenomenal.
God.
I specifically made a note of it. I love this guy.
Yeah, Bottas is.
He's a sleeper. I mean, we talked about this as he's like the sleeper best hang, one of the best hangs probably in the paddock. I love this guy.
Yeah,
he's the greatest.
He's good shit, dude. There's a brothel that's also offering their services for free to F1 drivers.
That's horrifying.
Yeah. So
Okay, who's most likely to go?
A what?
A brothel. A sex, an Omegle in real life.
Oh,
Omegle in real life.
Wow.
Jake, this is actually like kind of adorable and like cute. Did you not know what a brothel was?
No.
It's like a place you can go to pay a woman
It's,
to have sex with you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
they're
like
legal in
it's like
Vegas,
a prostitution
right? Really?
place. Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I think it's decriminalized.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know the semantics.
People
of it.
definitely do it.
Yeah.
Like it's around
The
there.
playpen.
Yeah.
Isn't that there's used to be like an E show about it.
Isn't that where the Playboy Bunny thing is? In that in Vegas?
No, the playpen I think is something different.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
But I did
don't
not see
know.
that, but I wish I was surprised. I am not.
Yeah.
I hope none of them take them up on that, but who knows?
Yeah.
Good luck, guys. I also saw there's a chapel in the paddock.
Oh,
where you
that's
can get
fun.
married and have like a just married thing. That was kind of cool. I'm sure somebody will.
Yeah,
do
there'll probably
that.
be some Elvises, you know, like dressed up Elvis.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a lot of famous people, dude. We were watching this live stream of the F1 golf event where they paired them up with pros.
Yeah, this is going on right now as we're recording, actually.
Yeah, and we saw already walking around there. Marshawn Lynch was helping out. We saw Steve Aoki was there. I mean, these guys like live in Vegas, like they're there every weekend.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have residencies there who are probably there all the time.
So there's gonna be
Chris Angel. Is Chris
Oh,
Angel
mind
gonna
freak.
is there
Mind freak.
What? That's what they should have done. They should have done like a mind freak levitation thing with the sphere.
Yeah, you like makes the car disappear and like, no, we actually need this car to race.
Yeah.
Like, can you bring it back?
Dude, Chris Angel, that's a name I kind of forgot about.
Him and David Blaine, dude, the goats.
David Blaine was just recently on Rogan, and it was actually pretty interesting.
Was it?
Highly recommend. Good listen.
All right.
Yeah, no, we're gonna see a lot of celebs, which is always cool. It's just, again, like.
Will we see Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift?
Oh God, we talked about this in Miami, I think, or Austin maybe, but we didn't.
I think he's got a game this weekend, so probably not.
Yeah, probably.
Because they had a bye last week.
I don't know. I honestly like don't even follow the NFL anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, but
It's okay.
yeah, we'll see. It's definitely gonna be interesting. So, from a racing perspective, though, get back to racing. Some things to look out for. I mean, we can give our predictions in a second, though, but the big ones are Lewis Hamilton's hunting down Checo, Lando, and Alonso actually are hunting down Lewis. I know we talked about Lando last week. Alonso's actually ahead of Lando by 3 points, but it's less exciting because I kind of expect Alonso. Well, Alonso's skill level, I don't necessarily expect the Aston Martin to be in P3, but him, being who he is, it's a little less surprising.
Definitely.
So yeah, we have really that race for P2-P3 at the top. And the only other thing really is Mercedes P2 in the constructors, Ferrari in P3 for the constructors. That's super tight. Besides that, I don't know. Is there anything else that you're really looking forward to?
I want to see how Mercedes bounces back because they had a pretty tough race last weekend. They were not on form. I'm curious to see how Daniel Ricciardo races again too, because he's now back. He's should be in proper form. He got kind of fucked over last weekend, so I'm excited to see how he does. This tattoo bet's already locked in, and I've got chance but getting an ass tat. So I'm not even watching that. I'm just now cheering for the sport and for Daniel Ricciardo to go off and do his thing.
It seems like that's the case. Although I guess for our purposes, yeah, the Yuki Ricardo battle is something we should pay attention to.
Yeah.
Who outperforms who?
Pierre Gasly is hunting down Lance Stroll for 10th position. I know we're going way down to the bottom of the grid here, but 1 point behind Lance Stroll. And if Gasly can pull it off against Lance, who his teammate Alonso is battling for a potential spot at third place, that's just the biggest L of all time for Junior Stroll.
What's more likely in this race, Max Verstappen to not win?
Okay.
Or Lance Stroll to not finish?
So these knots are fucking me over.
Okay. Is it more likely that Max takes something other than first place?
Yeah.
Or that
Max
Lance
first,
DNFs?
Or Lance DNFs. More likely Lance DNF.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Actually, I don't know. This race, I think we're going to see a new winner. I really do.
Okay.
New track, cold race. I think this track is going to suit a lot of these cars well that have the good straights. I think Ferrari's going to have a chance here. So, you ask me that again, I think it's more likely we're going to see Max not in first.
Okay. Let's jump into our predictions then.
Okay.
Let's do it right away. Give me your podium.
P3, Lando Norris. P2, Max Verstappen. P1, Charles Leclerc is going to have the best bounce back of all time.
Oh.
Charles Leclerc is taking home the fucking ultimate Grand Prix, Las Vegas Grand Prix.
It actually counts as
For a
50
W.
points. I don't know if you guys knew that, but if Charles Leclerc
It's
wins,
double.
it's actually double the
Yeah.
points. Yeah.
Who you got?
I need Lewis to DNF the race and finish other race
Oh, yeah,
P7
yeah.
or lower.
Whoever put
and
this out for us is great.
Yeah,
Seriously,
and Lando
yeah.
to finish P2 and fastest lap in the next two races.
So we need Lewis DNF.
Yeah. Okay, so my podium, with that being said, is going to be
Yeah.
Fernando Alonso is going to be in P3.
Okay.
Oh.
Charles Leclerc is going to take P2. Lando Norris is going to get his first win in Vegas. It's going to be awesome, P1.
That would be the most electric podium ever.
That's what we're going to have.
That would be a great fucking podium.
that's what we're gonna see.
A non-Red Bull podium.
Yes, we're going to see a non-Red Bull podium finally.
That would make the Vegas GP
That's what we need.
one to remember.
Yeah, that's what we're going to see. And I definitely had thought that all the way through ahead of time.
You've had that
I
planned
really
out
just
for a
wanted
while.
I really just wanted to create the scenario where Lando can pass Lewis. And actually in that scenario, I think Alonso would be in position to potentially pass Lewis as well. So,
Perfect.
but I don't want Lewis to not pass Checo. I wish there was a world where Lewis could pass Checo and Lando could also pass Checo.
Yeah.
So we could have a Max, Lewis, Lando 1, 2, 3. That'd be phenomenal. Sorry,
That would
Checo.
be cool.
I'm not rooting for your demise, Checo, but
We're rooting for you not to race next year.
yeah, but I wouldn't be super upset if you had a reserve seat next year.
No.
I like you.
But we're not rooting for your demise.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be worried.
No,
It's fine.
no, definitely.
Your
should
dad
not
is
be
definitely
worried.
not worried.
No, you should
I
not
need
be
an
worried.
update on the 10-year
We're
contract
rooting
thing.
for you to race next year as a backup.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Checo's dad publicly stated that he believes Checo will be on the same team as Max Verstappen being Red Bull for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
The current contract for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, also 10 years.
Whoa.
Are there more seasons remaining with Checo on an F1 team or Vegas Grand Prix that happen?
Vegas Grand Prix is happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because I just wonder
By far.
if this really implodes and is just a total fiscal train wreck.
That would be insane.
Like
That
they
they
might,
cancel.
they might not do a 10-year contract. I don't
the
know.
Vegas Grand Prix gets canceled.
I don't know what the rights.
It would have to be so bad.
Well, yeah,
They
I don't
would
know
have
what
to
the
say-
rights look
That
like.
would be horrible.
Here's the other
what
thing.
A waste of money, bro.
Well, yeah, here's the other thing to think about, and I'd love to know.
People in Vegas would revolt.
I know.
Oh my God.
Well, I saw the projections were like $500 million that were spent to make this happen, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much of that was one time cost.
Yeah, up
True.
front one
But
time.
like, do they have to recreate the track every year? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll do some repaving every year. Like I would imagine in Monaco they touch it up
Yeah.
occasionally. I don't know for a fact, but I
Do
would think
they
so.
build permanent paddocks, or are they?
I think they're temporary.
No, I think most. Well, that's the thing is how much of it's temporary. A lot of it has to
Right.
be temporary
Yes.
because it's literally obstructing like other casinos and stuff, and I can only imagine how much money they're paying for that.
But like, I don't know, man. Monaco's got a pretty good operation where it's like they've been doing this forever. It's a pretty less populated area, so they can just get in and get out pretty quick. Vegas, they disrupted the entire fucking city for this to happen.
Oh, it's
you know?
nuts. Yeah.
It's actually really sad. Like, I think it's really sad. And I
It'd be
like
so
that we're doing a race in Vegas, but god damn it, it's like kind of horrible at the same time.
Okay, they're just
You
gonna
know-
have to double down and make it an even bigger spectacle. So next year we're gonna have the race. We're gonna have Conor McGregor fight Floyd
Yeah,
Mayweather
yeah.
again. What else? What else
Another
would be this
spear.
big?
Another
Another
sphere.
sphere.
Oh,
Yeah.
Two spears. Yeah, we're gonna have Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I was thinking about this though? You said Vegas needs to double down. I wish we would have just came up with a bunch of puns about gambling that we would have sprinkled in throughout this whole episode.
Yeah.
But now I'm trying to think of some puns and I'm drawing a giant blank.
All right. Well,
Chat.
AlphaTauri has blackjack points right now.
Nice,
So.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
hit
And
me.
they have your ass, Jack.
Oh, hit me.
Yeah. I'm good.
Stay. Well, I think that's all we got for this episode, huh?
Yeah, we covered a lot. There's lots to be
Yeah.
excited about this weekend. Honestly, just be excited. If you're
Yes.
listening to this right now, just be excited. This is fun. It's fun. Let's have fun.
It's fucking fun, man. It's a new track. It's a new first, dude. How many times you get to experience a first in your life? This is truly one of those firsts.
Yeah, it's just fun is a choice, and we're choosing to
We're
have fun,
choosing fun.
and you should too.
Yes. Choose fun.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.
We hope you enjoyed the effing podcast. Check out our socials for additional content, and we will see you out on the grid.